terms of age group, when you're writing for young audiences, people talk about the kind of target age group a lot. Do you consider that when you're writing? Do you know very well kind of the age of your audience?
In a way, I try to not to focus too much on it. But when it comes to children and writing your movies, especially, I think, but maybe it's the same with the theatre. It's very important that it's for everybody in a way, because if you make something just for the children, and the parents is there, or the older sister or whatever, and they found this rather silly or childish, and they get bored, and the boredom smitter.
Well, affects
The child. Yeah, the boredom affects the child, and that can be very bad for the experience. So, in a way, I'm not thinking about, try to write specific for the age of 6. That would be almost impossible. But I'm right for the audience in the room, and I'm always myself in the room, in the theater, as an audience when I'm writing. So if I get bored, then I delete.
Did you write for young audiences before you became a father yourself?
No. I started writing for a young audience when I was in my late 30s. And I had 2 kids, about 8 and 6 years old, about that. Yeah.
Was it linked to your experience of being a father, that you wanted to create content?
Maybe. I have no exact memory of that. But it's very, of course. I'm not sure if I had started writing for children if I didn't have children myself. Because I write heavy. Theater and film and movies and television together with my children. It's very, very important for me to, for instance, look at children's television together with my children, and not use the television as a babysitter. That's and then I saw what was on, and well.
In terms of life experience, because you came into writing for young audiences many years after being a young audience.
Yeah,
sure. Do you think, in what sense do you need a lot of life experience to be a good writer per se? And do you, is there a danger in becoming kind of too old or being too distant from your own childhood, do you think?
It's a very difficult question, because of course some people write the best when they are in the early 20s. But when it comes to writing for children, I believe you have to have some experience, life experience. You don't have to have children. I'm absolutely sure that writers without children can write really nice stuff for children. But when you're young writer, you tend to write about people a little older than you. like you wondering what life would be. And when you get a little bit older, you start looking back a little bit, and I think writers who write about the youth or teenagers, they are mostly in their early stage of the writing, in the 20s or early 30s. That's just my impression. But I have, when it comes to my students, for instance, I always try to get them to write for children, but nobody is interested. Almost nobody.
Really? Why is that, do you think?
Because they are too young.
Right.
They want to experience a life, the life ahead of them. And writing is some sort of experience life in their mind, in their imagination. What life can be, what life should be, what life... and of course many writers also look back and think about their own childhood and have something on their heart to write about something from their own childhood. But that's another genre.
Yeah, because then you move into... there you get the danger of kind of hindsight and of being too... looking at it with adult eyes, I guess.
And it don't appeal so much to young people. But some of the movies are so beautiful. Like My Life as a Dog, but it's not a children's movie.
This idea of looking at the world kind of with young eyes, or with a child's eyes, is that something you try to do when you're writing for young audiences? Do you have to kind of put yourself in a frame of mind that's younger?
Of course. That's the most important thing when you write, to be in the character, because if you are God and just look at the characters from above and use them as your
pawns in a chess game.
in a chess game, then it will be then you will see the mechanism, and it will be very static in a way. So when you write, you have to be on the same level as your characters.
As every character?
Yeah, as every character. And you have to be inside the head of every character. It's a quite schizophrenic state of mind, in a way. What do you call it? Schizophrenic.
Yeah, there's a split personality.
Yeah, you have to be there. A poet once said that it's very difficult to find your voice. That's a very romantic way. We always talk about, to find your own voice, but a playwright or dramatist, he has to have many voices. That can be quite